Good morning, you guys. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Alhandra, and I'm going to be your teacher for these classes. We're going to try to do this as much in English as you guys allow me, okay? So, I'm going to talk in English. If you feel the need for the explanation in Portuguese, or if you want to ask questions, if you want me to go over the explanation again in Portuguese, you just let me know. So I'm going to ask you this now in the beginning, and you are going to answer through the chat. We have Tassiane here with us today, the coordinator, the supervisor from Papicush is here with us, and she's here to help us in our communication. So, the first question I want to ask you is it okay if I explain in English? Answer yes or no, and Tassiane is going to let me know, okay? So, is it okay to explain in English for you guys, for your understanding? Tá, se eles vão dizer sim ou não. Aí tu me atua. Yes? Yeses, lots of, monte de sim, 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 sim. Vários sims? Yes? Okay. So it's a deal. I'm going to explain in English, but then if you need help, if it is difficult, if you didn't understand, you are going to say, Tassiane, não entendi. Pede para explicar em português, or whatever, and then I'll do it in Portuguese, okay? Deal. So, first things first, I'll say it again. My name is Alhandra. And today we can say TGIF, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but in the United States, like in Brazil too, people share the feeling that Friday is the best day throughout the whole week. And because it is a shared feeling, people don't say thank God it's Friday anymore. They simply say TGIF. It's probably the equivalent to our sexto, right? So you don't have to say thank God it's Friday. You can simply say TGIF. So guys, TGIF. Perfect. We're here together, but today is Friday. This week was short, right? Because we started on Wednesday, but we're back and we're going to work a lot. And but anyway, we have the weekend awaiting us. So, TGIF again. How was your vacation? I hope you guys had a great time. For me, it was a great time. I got to rest a lot, but I think I had never imagined that I would spend so much time at home. And if I imagined it before, I would think, God, what am I going to do? But in the end, I found so much stuff to do. I mean, I learned so many different things. And it actually turned out to be very nice for you guys. Was it good too? I hope so. And now we're back on. Let's play the game. Let's get back on business. Okay? The topic for our class today is direct and indirect speech. This topic you guys had seen in the final lessons before vacation time. So, today we're supposed to see the second part of this topic, the second part in direct and indirect speech. But in order to move on, I'm going to review the first topics you guys saw in April to see if you have any questions, okay? So first, I'm going to review what you have studied for direct and indirect speech. Henry, move on to the next. Yes. So, observe the sentences. You can put the sentences, yes. And the next one. Okay. Harry said, I am very tired today. This is direct speech, right? Harry said, what did Harry say? In his precise words, the way he said it, he said, I'm very tired today. Okay? Now, this would be direct speech. In indirect speech, I send the message, but I don't use his precise words. I change the words and I let you know what he said, but not using precisely the words he used. So I can say, he said that he was very tired then. So they both have the same meaning. But in the first one, I am pretending to be the voice of Harry. Okay, this is what Harry said, and then I say what he said, precisely. In the second example, I am saying in my words what he said, which is more common, right? When we are talking, generally, we say what the person said in meaning, but we change into our words, into our voice, okay? So the first one is direct speech, and the second one is indirect speech. You can press for this. Yes, perfect. So, Harry said, I'm very tired now. We make quote, and this is how we call it, right? A quotation. We make quote his actual words in inverted commas. Inverted commas? By placing a column before the remark. Okay? So this is common in written text. Sometimes when we are writing, we use direct speech. But in indirect speech, which is also known as reported speech, we change a few of the words. So, Harry said, I'm very tired now. In reported speech, it would be, Harry said that. That is optional in some scenarios. It's not always that you have to put that, but you can use it. Harry said that he was very tired then. The rules to change it to indirect speech is what we're going to see today. That you began seeing in April. We're going to review it, and then we're going to move forward. Okay? Okay. We may report what he said without quoting his exact words. So, our book presents it as indirect speech, but I just want to make sure you guys know that it is the same thing as reported speech. Because actually, when you are using indirect speech, you are reporting what someone said. Just like a reporter would do, right? So, I heard something from someone, and I'm passing it along. So it can be called indirect speech or reported speech. Now let's see some examples. Identify the sentences as direct or indirect speech. What I want you to do, guys, is that I'm going to read the sentence and you are going to write D if it's direct speech or I if it's indirect speech. And then Tassiane is going to tell me D or I, okay? But it's rather simple. It's a simple exercise. Tá, se eles vão responder D ou I. Aí tu vai dizer para mim, tá bom? D de dado é ou I, tá bom? So, number one. This is number one. Mr. West said, I am very tired. D or I? I am very tired. D, perfect, direct speech, easy. You have the inverted commas, right? And you have the precise sentence. 2, he says, no, it's perfect. He says that he is glad to be there. He was glad to be there that evening. Tassi, D or I? Perfect. That's it. Indirect speech. 3, she said to him, I called you up, but you didn't answer an hour ago. Dear I. Inverted D. Inverted commas D, because it's direct speech. Yeah. I know maybe the hour ago got you guys confused, right? but it is direct speech because it has the inverted commas and you have the I. She said I. So she said I, you didn't change the pronoun. So it's direct speech. Number 4, he said that he had been reading a novel. Dear I. But anyway, so we were studying the pronouns. I think we've pretty much covered this slide. Yes? So I and you becomes he and she. Harry, go on, go on. The last one, and stop. Okay. So anyway, this we've seen, right? When it's we and you, because they are plural nouns, of course, you can be singular and plural. This is important, right? So if one person said you, it might change to he and she. But if it was a group of people, I say you guys, then in reported speech it would become they, right? Also, you have to remember that you have the object pronouns. He told Jeannie. He told her. You're also going to have, okay, tell me. He told her. You also have to pay attention to the object pronoun. Okay, but the subject, I and you becomes he and she. My, your will become his or her. We, you becomes they. Our and your, the possessive form, becomes their. Okay? So this is the first rule. The second rule that we have to change is the verb tense. Remember that between the time something was said and the time it was reported, what was present is now past. Is this making sense? If you are reporting something now, it means that this was said before. So, what was now becomes past, right? When you are reporting, whatever you are reporting happened before. Because of that, you have to change the verb tense. So, if the person said something in the present, it was present when the person said that. Now, it's no longer present, it's past. Are you guys understanding? If you are not, please tell me you're not understanding. I'll try to explain it again. But it's 10 o'clock. And I tell you something in the present. When you report to someone else, it's 10:10 already. So 10 o'clock it's not present anymore. It's past. Okay? So you have to change. The present will become past. In the example, he said, direct speech, his precise words, I play football every evening. In reported speech, you are going to say, he said that he played football every evening because he said that in the past. So the present becomes past tense. But if I have a present continuous will become past continuous. So in direct speech, he said, I am playing football. Right now, I am playing football. Time passed. You are going to report it to someone else. So he said that he was playing football because the moment has passed. Okay? Next. When you have a sentence already in the past, I am talking to you at 10. And I am talking about something in the past. It happened before 10. Right? When you report this to someone else, it is 10:10 already. Past, he said. But what he said has now to be in the past perfect. Because it's the past before the past. If it's difficult to understand, I'll show in the example. It will become easier. Okay? He said, I played football for 2 years. So he's saying it now. I played football for 2 years. Now, in reported speech, we're going to have, he said that the verb that was in the past, played, it's going to be in the past perfect. Remember past perfect? Past perfect, you have to have the verb have in the past, which is had, and then the past participle. So, I played football. In indirect speech is going to be, he said he had played football for 2 years. Okay? I think this one is a little more complicated, but as we practice, it's going to be easier. Let me try to show this in a timeline. I'm going to make a timeline, okay? This is now. The moment we are speaking. And this is 10 o'clock, suppose. Okay? Now, at 10 o'clock, I am talking about something that happened before 10 o'clock. So I'll say, I woke up at 7. I woke up at 7. Okay? So this is past because it's 7 o'clock. And now it's 10 o'clock. Now you are going to report this to someone else at 11 o'clock. Now you are going to have two past situations. You have this past situation and this past situation. So when you say, she said, this is past already, right? Because it's 11, but I said at 10. So she said that I had done this before. So two pasts. One past, 10 o'clock. And the other past, the past that is less recent, the past that is more distant, I have to use past perfect. So she said, she had, oops, can they see it? She said she had waken up at 7. Okay? So what was past becomes past perfect. Okay? Clear? We're going to practice and it's going to become easier. Okay? So don't worry. Next, Henry, let's move on. Now, go on. Next. Next slide. If you have something in the present continuous, it's going to become past continuous. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Go on. He said, I was playing football, but that's past continuous. It's going to become past perfect continuous. Go on, Harry. He said that he had been playing football for 2 years. The same reason. You're going to have two pasts now. One is in the past, he said, he told. The other one has to be past perfect. Okay? Next. The third rule is the rule for the modals. Remember that some modals, they have an equivalent to a past. Guys, if you have questions, make sure you ask, okay? But anyway, you have some modals that they have an equivalent to the past. For example, can is a present form of a modal verb to talk about abilities. I can swim, I can sing, I can dance. In the past, if I am going to talk about an ability that I used to have, I have the form could. I could dance very well when I was a child. Okay? So some modal verbs, they have forms that represent a past tense. So if you have shall, I shall dance. In indirect speech, you're going to say, she said she should dance with someone. The same way, if you have will, I am talking about the future. I will travel. When you have indirect speech, you're going to say, she said she would travel. And the same thing happens with can. I say, now I have the ability to sing. I can sing. In indirect speech, you're going to say, she said she could sing. Okay? So, pronouns first rule, verb tenses second rule, and modals third rule. So, observe this place and time expressions. This is also something that it's going to vary in indirect speech. What is now in indirect speech is not now anymore. What was 2 days in the past in indirect speech might be more days in the past. What is here when I am speaking, when you are reporting, maybe it's not here anymore. So these expressions also need to change. Tomorrow, today, yesterday, a week ago, 2 days ago. What else? When you have here, when you have there, these expressions, they're going to now, they're going to vary because the moment when the sentence is being said has changed. Okay? So, you're going to have the fourth rule, which asks you to change places and time expression. So pay attention. I say, I am at school now. If you report this later, you are going to say, she said she was at school then. Then, yes, the moment she was speaking, she was at school. Now, I don't know if she is anymore, right? So you change now for then. One thing that is also interesting is what happens to the verb come. Come and go. The same thing happens to Portuguese, right? I am here. If I say, come here, when you're reporting to someone else and we're not here anymore, you're going to say, she was at school and she invited me to go there. Because come, I need to be in the place, right? If I am not here, you're going to change come for go. Here becomes there. Here, now. If I am somewhere else, now you are reporting, you're going to say, she said she was there. Thus becomes so. Do you know thus? Então, okay? This becomes that. So, we are here, this pen. When you're reporting, you're not here, you're going to say that pen. For the same reason, these become those, okay? Hence becomes thence. Today becomes that day because it's not the same day anymore. So we are studying English today. Tomorrow you're going to say, she said we were studying English that day because it's not the same day anymore. Yesterday becomes the previous day. Tonight becomes that night. Last night becomes the previous night. Tomorrow becomes the next day. And ago becomes before. Okay? So 2 days ago, you have to be saying it from today. In the future, I talked to her on Friday and she said she had done that 2 days before. Okay? Next. These are the 4 rules that we have to use in order to work with sentences in indirect speech. Now we are going to practice. We don't even have to do all these sentences, but I'm going to propose a few, and then you guys are going to type it in the chat, and then I'm going to be able to see your answer. Okay? So, what would the reported speech for the sentence, I always drink coffee, would be? So the sentence, I always drink coffee in reported speech would be what? Não. Volta lá. Deixa só a tela que eu vou dar uma corrigida. para olhar a resposta, ok? I always drink coffee, she said. What's the answer? Ok, eu vou dar uma olhada na resposta de vocês, ver se vocês vão responder direitinho aí. Estou aguardando. No answers? I always drink coffee. Oh. Oh, I got an answer. She said she always drank coffee, right? Because it's present. So, she said that she always drink coffee. Okay, if you remain with the always, perfect. She said that she always drank coffee. You change present into past. Perfect, João. Thank you, Pedro, too. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Let's go to the second one. I was reading a book, he explained. I was reading a book, he explained. Yes, perfect. Come on. I was reading a book. A drank, Pedro, drank, okay? Because you have the simple present, you change it into simple past. Okay? He explained that he had been reading a book. Nice job, Emanuela. Just you have to change it to had, okay? Because it's past perfect. I was reading is a case of past continuous, right? So I'm going to change it into past perfect continuous. It's going to be he said that he had been reading. Perfect, guys. Nice job. You're doing great. Let's do just one more, and then we're going to take a break, okay? He said, I can drive is too easy. You're just going to change it to could and perfect. Let's do a more difficult one. Irish said, I did my homework. Come on. Irish said, I did my homework. Question. Okay. I love it. Fala em português. Ok. Gabi, é drank, tá? Porque, pela regra, você tem o presente simples e aí você vai passar para o passado simples. O que acontece aí, eu entendo, a pegadinha é esse always, né? Porque quando a pessoa diz que é sempre, gera a expectativa de que aquilo não vai mudar. Então, mesmo eu estando reportando isso no futuro, ele disse que sempre toma café. A gente fica com aquela expectativa de que o sempre vai manter o verbo no presente, né? Só que o que é importante, Pedro, é que assim, como eu estou reportando, eu só sei o que é verdade até o ponto que a pessoa falou. Então, eu tenho que deixar claro que eu estou dizendo o que ela disse lá. Se isso mudou ou não, eu não tenho como garantir. Então, eu vou dizer que ela disse que she always drank coffee. Como é que fica a frase inteira? Tá certo. E vai ser she said that she always drank coffee. É isso, gente, que vocês querem? Yes? Ok? Tá. É isso? Ah, perfect. Iris said, I did my homework. Iris said, I did my homework. Sentence number 5. Okay? Iris said, I did my homework. I'm going to start, okay? She said, or she told me, right? We're not using told much, so she told me that. Let's just finish this one. She told me that, because we're out of time, I'm going to write the answer now, okay? Because I have I did, it's past, I'm going to change it into past perfect. So she told me that she had done her homework. Okay, you guys, I'm proud. Nice job, okay? We're going to take a break now. If you want to ask any questions to be answered after the break, you can type it in. And then as we come back, we're going to continue to the specific content of today's class. Okay? Nice job, guys.